Morning, everybody. Welcome to today, where we celebrate the memorial of Saint Scholastica, which she was known for devoting her life to Christ as she continues to become a nun. And so, if we reflect upon today's Holy Gospel, notice that there are two different types of people: the Pharisees and the scribes, and then Jesus' disciples. And so, when it comes to eating, one of the things that the Pharisees and the scribes have to do is to wash her hands, wash their plates and their cups, and so on and so forth. And so, with that being said, when they continue to observe Jesus' disciples, who performs none of that, they continue to question Jesus. Why do we wash the plates and the cups? Why do we wash our own hands, but your disciples don't? And so Jesus, knowing from the hardness of their hearts, had continued to teach them this lesson, to which each and every one of us here can learn. And that is to be written from the prophet Isaiah, where they do everything by the lips, yet their hearts are far astray from God. And so, what does this remind each and every one of us here? We know that most of the times we continue to proclaim Jesus' words to other people. But do we continue to have this motivation of wanting to be close towards Jesus? Not only by our words, but through our own actions. This is something that each and every one of us here can continue to work on as we continue to live forth our journey of faith, because we come to realize that Jesus has once said, faith without works is dead. And so, if we continue to proclaim God's word, but yet on the inside, we're not really doing what God is asking each and every one of us, then what more can we compare ourselves to those who live ordinarily? We are called to continue to live the life like Christ, to whom Christ has already taught each and every one of us here how to live and how to love, so that each and every one of us here are able to maintain this unity with Him. And to be able to live forth the life of Christ, we must dedicate ourselves through performing good deeds, through providing service to one another. Because if we can provide service to one another, then our hearts are going to establish this inner peace, to which we feel this satisfaction that Christ has brought forth to each and every one of us here. And so that is the first lesson to which Jesus wants to teach each and every one of us here for today's gospel. And then another thing that each and every one of us here can learn from today's holy gospel is the fact that all of us here needs to continue to prepare our hearts for Jesus. Why is it that we are called to continue to prepare our hearts for Jesus? Because we gotta come to realize that not all of us here are considered perfect. Sometimes we may struggle through series of struggles to which we face in our day-to-day lives that are way beyond our control. And so each and every one of us here needs to reflect upon how is it that we are living our day-to-day lives, so that each and every one of us here can really see ourselves and ask God, how is it that each and every one of us here can continue to improve upon our day-to-day lives, especially preparing for Lent, where one of the things that Jesus is going to be asking out of each and every one of us is, what is it that we can offer up to God? What can we sacrifice so that each and every one of us here can bring forth good works, the works to which Christ has taught each and every one of us here? And so, I challenge each and every one of us today to go and ask ourselves, do we have this internal intention of wanting to draw ourselves closer towards Christ, not only by words, but by the actions to which we perform in our day-to-day lives? And this is not only a one-time thing, but this is an action that is going to last consistently throughout the rest of our life, as we continue to prepare ourselves for God to call each and every one of us here to journey to Him.